There are a lot of things that make Glee one of the most beloved shows to ever exist. Yes, it had its flaws, but you're missing out if you don't give this original musical comedy drama series a chance. There's singing and dancing, the characters are endearing, and most fans have probably watched the 6 seasons 10 times each. While Glee was highly praised for tackling controversial issues, it also received some criticism over some of its storylines. When Nip Tuck was nearing its end, showrunner Ryan Murphy turned to a new project that would become one of Fox's most popular shows of all time. Inspired by its own experience as a high school Glee Club member, Murphy created Glee, a comedy drama about the struggles of a show choir team in Lima, Ohio. The show's debut in 2009 was a hit, with critics praising its comedy and ensemble cast, and most importantly, its musical covers, ranging from classical 80s rock to contemporary pop songs. But controversially, here are the 17 most annoying moments from Glee as voted for by fans. Number 1, Quinn was crippled by a serious car accident and had to use a wheelchair, but after just a few episodes of wheeling around, she began to walk again. Fans felt that this was insensitive and were frustrated by the whole "you'll walk again if you just believe hard enough" message that the episode gave, and in an unlikely turn of events, she recovered within a couple of episodes. Number 2, when Marley passed out on stage during sectionals, everyone was more concerned about getting disqualified from the competition. The fans were not impressed with the storyline. She was suffering from an eating disorder, one that was primarily brought on by another member of the New Directions, and no one seemed to care beyond how it affected their competition. When Rachel was re-auditioned for NYADA and was accepted, while Kurt was just rejected, you might remember watching her audition and it went horribly, and then seeing that she didn't get the spot and thinking, what a bummer. But it's great for her character arc and development to have to find something else to pursue, but then Rachel and everyone else took it too far, chasing the evaluator until he gave her a second chance. It was embarrassing at best, and Kurt being rejected was infuriating. Number 4, when Blaine saw everyone as singing puppets, it was truly a bizarre sight. The fans complained that it was excruciating and weird to watch. Not only that, but it was also pointless. Number 5, when Sue trapped Blaine and Kurt in an elevator so that they had no choice to work out their differences. She even taunted them with a creepy puppet, but Sue wasn't that close to either of them, so fans questioned why she was so invested in their relationship. And when did McKinley get an elevator? Number 6, when Becky brought a gun to school for a very special episode of the series, the entire thing was handled in a very poor manner. It was shockingly intensive move that was not only random, but also clearly made for shock value. The fact that it aired only 4 months after the Sandy Hook massacre made this episode all the more thoughtless and just infuriating for viewers. Number 7, when Mr. Schuester suspended Marley for not wanting to wear a bikini. Schuester suspending Marley from Glee Club for refusing to wear a bikini, a costume she was uncomfortable wearing whilst recovering from an eating disorder, was really out of line and a weird plot point. If Glee was all about expressing who you were, why was she punished? Number 8, when Rachel quit her Broadway role in order to star in an awful TV pilot about her life. Fans are still mad about it to this day. Number 9, when they decided to put on a school production of the Rocky Horror Picture Show and the cast underage teenagers in the lead roles. Fans of the original Rocky Horror Picture Show were shocked to watch Glee's version, which was set in a high school. The whole thing was very uncomfortable to watch, especially for anyone who remembers Mr. Schuester's questionable behavior towards the teens. We're officially over halfway through the 17 worst moments. Stay put to the end. We're going to share the show's most unpopular, lowest rated episode from all 6 seasons. Moving on to the final 8. Number 10, when Blaine dated Kurt's former bully, Karofsky. Didn't Karofsky threaten to kill Kurt? Number 11, when Brody's secret life as a sex worker was revealed and Finn and Santana faked a client appointment to confront him. Fans thought that the whole Brody storyline was poorly handled, but with better writing, it could have been really good. Number 12, when Blaine drunkenly kissed Rachel, Kurt dismissed his sexuality by saying that bisexuality didn't exist. Kurt's attitude towards bisexuality was not exactly enlightened and made fans furious. He even said, "Bisexual is a term that gay guys in high school use when they want to hold hands with girls and feel like a normal person for a change." They also glossed over Britney's bisexuality and had Santana imply that all bisexuals are cheaters, which of course angered viewers. Number 13, when the writers ruined Tina and Mike's relationship and decided to randomly have her develop a crush on Blaine. Fans speculated that the writers on Glee were probably sick of writing about Tina and Mike's healthy relationship, so they broke them up and made Tina desperate for attention. I guess stability is just overrated for TV shows. Number Number 14, when Artie was able to walk with the help of special crutches for one episode only, viewers were just not impressed. The writers just quickly discarded that idea with a lazy explanation involving Brittany. Number 15, Tina's brief spell as Rachel when she hit her head. One viewer said, quote, "The storyline where Tina hit her head and became Rachel and got to see how Rachel was actually the savior of the entire Glee club, that was vile." Number 16, Blaine and Kurt got engaged, but they never actually resolved any of their issues. The plotline of Blaine's romance with Kurt annoyed fans so much because it went from 0 to 100 in no time at all, with no reconciliation between the two characters, and since Kurt made it clear that he didn't want to be with Blaine after he cheated. Number 17, when Mr. Schuster was named Teacher of the Year, critics said that the show came off more like the writers wanted to end everyone's year on a high note rather than acknowledge that he was a pretty crappy educator. So there you have it, the top 17 worst moments on Glee. What do you think? Did we miss any? And as promised, let's now name the worst episode of Glee of all time, previously on-aired Christmas, which features the cast dressed as elves, a horrifying performance of the Chipmunk song that is barely distinguishable from the original, and a con man dressed as Sexy Santa. Unlike other Glee Christmas specials, previously on-aired Christmas didn't deliver an episode about the holiday spirit, but instead went in a raunchier direction. The episode's gimmick was that it had been flying, held back by Fox for being too controversial, and was being released a year later. Perhaps it should have stayed unaired forever. Glee was composed of 6 seasons and 700 musical numbers, and since we can't end on a downer, we just have to mention the most loved. The episode, The Quarterback, is a moving celebration of life. After Finn's untimely death, former and current New Direction members gather in the choir room to remember him with songs, parodies, and memories. The Quarterback is an homage to Glee star Corey Monteith, honoring his life, his work on the show, and his friendships with his fellow cast members. Monteith's death prompted all 3 showrunners to craft an episode remembering him and his character. 7.5 million fans celebrated Monteith's legacy on the episode premiere date, giving Glee its highest rating in a year. Cast members performed songs related to Finn or Monteith, including I'll Stand By You and Make You Feel My Love, which were released as accompanying EPs. They might have appeared in the most loved episode, but were the songs and overall fan favorites. Glee has dozens of impressive musical numbers over the years. Some of the most memorable and iconic performances have been cover versions of slow, sweet ballads and upbeat pop anthems. The Glee rendition of Defying Gravity is one of the show's most memorable musical numbers, but so is Blaine's cover of Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. Most of them were covers, although a few were original songs and a couple were mashups of 2 popular tracks. Some of these songs later appeared on soundtrack albums, many of which quickly rose to the top of music charts. But what Glee number has been the best of all? You probably guessed it, you can't think of Glee without singing Don't Stop Believin'. Glee has sung Don't Stop Believin' on a multitude of occasions, but the season 1 pilot performance remains the best. Dressed in jeans and red t-shirts, they were a scrappy group of singers on a brand new TV show. Their rendition of Don't Stop Believin' helped set the tone for what the show would be. And as Billboard reported, this is the most downloaded cover song in the show's history. While there were many moments on the show that didn't sit well with fans, Gleeks will agree that Glee will remain one of the most critically acclaimed shows of its generation. Thank you so much for watching, and don't stop believing. We'll see you in the next one.